Shit on the shelf, cause the way the real rappers be real myself. My dad has seen the glory of the coming to the left. I can do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf, cause the way the real rappers be real myself. My dad has seen the glory of the coming to the left. I can do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Like Kanye West said, having money is not everything, and not having it is. No, do whatever you need, and God gives us the ability to create. So much. We're talking money in the morning.
Good morning, Black World, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my absolute best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to this great nation of ours. It's truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to come to you live and direct from the Black Wealth Movement studio in Louis, Missouri. Super excited, guys. If you're not familiar with what the Black Wealth Movement is, what it's all about, I don't know why my camera is taking so long to come on YouTube. I'm still all right. There we go. If you're not familiar with what the Black Wealth Movement is and what it is not, let me tell you real quick. The Black Wealth Movement is a group of wealth strategists that teach a fundamentally sound financial education that will help you minimize your taxes, eliminate your debt, free up the cash you need to start investing. We also teach you how investments work and where to look to get some good double-digit returns on your money. If you want more information on the Black Wealth Movement, all you got to do is text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. Again, text Black Wealth Movement to 314-6887. I'd be glad to give you some additional information, but we are rebuilding the Black community one family at a time. And we're starting with personal financial success. So do me a huge favor. If you are checking us out on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We are going to break 2,000 subscribers this month. We got a few more days left in this month. Let me see where we are with our subscriptions. I think we are at 1,927, but let me double check that. Welcome to the show, you guys who are checking us out on YouTube. I appreciate that. Where did we go? Let me turn the volume down so we can see. I think we're at 1920. Let's see. We are at 1,927 subscribers, y'all. So I thoroughly appreciate all the love and support from my folks. Comment on YouTube where you're from. Also the name of your business and or brand, so I can give you a free business shout on Facebook. If you have not already, go ahead and comment where you're from, the name of your business and brand. You never know who likes to connect or wants to connect with you on whatever it is that you got going on. So but also Facebookers, make sure you pay. And what is your price of admission? Go ahead and hit the share button for me, please. I was unable to share it on my personal timeline because my system is just a little jacked up this morning. I put it through the ringer over the last 7 days or so, and I forgot to shut it down last night, so it's punishing me. Let me see if I can get it shared really quickly. But in the meantime, let me see who we have in the building. We have Boutique House Enterprises checking in from Gary, Indiana. We have the Learn and Earn Coach from Cleveland, Mississippi. Carrie Mays from Raleigh, North Carolina in the building. Let's see, who else do we have? I know we have your financial empowerment advocate, Rolanda Jackson, handle your business movement in the building. Who else we got? Park Ball, AD Knows is in the building. Who else? Y'all better shout y'all brands out, man. I can't remember all of them. But shout out the name of your brand. No links. Just give me the name of your brand and where you're from. I like to give the business shout outs, but I also want this to be a platform where like-minded people can connect, right? If everybody's watching this show, chances are we're thinking alike in terms of building multi-generational wealth. And you never know, somebody who's watching alongside of you might be thinking the same way that you are this morning, and you might create a new share $37 plus shipping. So I think if interested in that, type bundle in the chat or bundle. I'd love to get you both of those books shipped out to you right away, and then we'll set up a coaching session and help you take your brand to another level. My first book, Financial Health Traffic Report, will help you from the financial side. My second book, Monetize My Life, will help you from the standpoint of creating income streams from the things that you Troy Numones has done with kosher janitorial cleaning services out of New Jersey, basically doing something he loves to do. And comment book bundle or inbox me and I will direct you to the link. Or if you just want to go to books.financialhealthmentor.com, you can grab those book bundles there as well. So let's get into it, man. Today we're talking about why playing it safe is for suckers, man. Playing it safe is for suckers. Do you guys agree? Tell me this. You've been playing it safe all of your life. You did what you were told to do. You went to school. You got a good job. You been working and doing everything that society says for you to do. How is that working out for you? How's that working out for you? You've been playing it safe all your life. How's that working out for you? Aesthetically unique from Coral Springs, Florida. Okay, I see you, J.R. Shep. How's playing it safe working out for you? And then on the other hand, on the times that you did not play it safe, there were times you did not play it safe, and you put yourself out there, and maybe you got hurt. Maybe you got hurt in a relationship. A business plan didn't work for you. A partnership fell apart. Maybe a friendship crumbled when you became vulnerable. Tell me this. On the times you didn't play it safe and you took a risk, even when it didn't work out for you, can't you look back on your life and see all the lessons that you were able to extract from Come on, let's the times in your life where you and even though the risk all the way out in your favor, you were able to extract so many lessons from the so-called failure that those lessons propelled you further. So my question is, why do you continue to play it safe? Why do you continue to say? I apologize to my YouTube family. Looks like my camera is just doing its own thing. So maybe you just don't watch the video and just listen. Hopefully the audio is coming through okay on YouTube. I see my camera is really jerky on YouTube. So that's the question. Playing it safe has gotten you nowhere. Most of us can agree that we are not where we want to be, and the place that we are today, we are at that place because we played it safe all our lives. then we can look back and say there were times in our lives where we took some risks. We became vulnerable. We tried some things that we never tried before. We stepped outside of our comfort zone. It may not have worked out the way we wanted it to, but we learned such great lessons that those lessons propelled us forward. So the only question we can ask is, why the heck are you still playing it safe? But they'll say audio is choppy as well. I apologize. What I'll do later today is I will take the video from Facebook and throw it on YouTube so that it comes through crystal clear. It looks like we're not having a problem on it usually is. So a lot of this, what I'm going to bring to you today, came from Mel Robbins. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Mel Robbins, CNN anchor, does some great work. She has a book out called The 5-Second Rule, which I am definitely putting in my cart today based on what I learned from her so far. But let's talk about some of the things that taking risks. Right? She talked about there's only 2 fears, right? There's fears that come from all over the place where we think people are afraid of success. We think people are afraid of failure, all of these different fears. But she says, basically, there's 2 fears. There's the fear that pushes you, and there's the fear that paralyzes you. It's 2 fears. There's a good fear and there's a bad fear. There's a fear that pushes you, and then there's the fear that paralyzes you. J.K. Rowling, the writer of the Harry Potter franchise, right? Was really down in the dumps, but she let her fear of failure push her. She didn't want to give up, but she kept pushing, turned down by 12 different publishing houses, kept pushing. And now look at where Harry Potter is today. It's only 2 fears. There's a fear that pushes you, and there's a fear that paralyzes you. We all have, and we've been social produce the success that we want. But because that groove and stay in that rut, because we've been trained and conditioned to follow the path of least resistance. We follow the path of least resistance. So once we get in these daily routines, we get up, we go to work, we take a lunch break, go back to work, we get off, we come home, we relax, we chill, we unwind, and then we do it all over again. We know that you've been on these jobs for a year, 2 years, 10 years, 2 months, 20 years, and nothing has come out of that thing that we can look at and say, hey, this is the life I've always wanted. Yet and still, we stay in that routine. Why? Because it's the safe zone, right? We stay in that routine. It is the safe zone. It's for suckers. What is it going? What has it gotten you so far, right? Thing because that's just kind of how we've been conditioned. But let something happen that interrupts that routine. We've been scared as I don't know what to leave that job. We've been scared as I don't know what to leave that relationship, thinking that our life is going to change so drastically that we don't want to make a move. But then all of a sudden, when we are forced to make that move, we also all of a sudden come up with this superhuman strength, this superhuman courage, right? You scared to death to leave, but then when you get fired, you get this superhuman courage and you go out and get a better job or you start a business that propels your life to a whole nother level. But while you were playing it safe and you knew you were unhappy, you wouldn't allow yourself to do anything beyond playing it safe. That's why playing it safe is for suckers. You were playing it safe, doing the safe thing, staying in your comfort zone, not wanting to do anything. See, we've been socially conditioned to be really comfortable with average. As long as it's in a routine, I'm just going to most of this routine. Anything outside of our comfort zone. But all of a sudden, when we're forced outside of our comfort zone, we see how much strength we really have. We see how much courage we really have. We see how much creativity we really have. We see how things can move and go beyond our initial fears. So I'm telling you, playing it safe is for suckers. So why not, instead of letting life force you out of your comfort zone, that this is the outcome? Listen, everybody on this stream, if you have ever been forced out of your comfort zone, forced out of the nest when you didn't think that you were ready to fly, but because you were forced out of that thing, did you or did you not begin to soar? If that describes you, put comfort zone in the chat. Because I want you to go back. I want to take you somewhere, because when you were forced out of the comfort zone, you didn't think you were ready, because otherwise you'd have left the comfort zone yourself. When you were forced out of the comfort zone, you were scared to death, but because you were forced out, you had to make some choices. You had to make some decisions. You had to do some things. Out of your comfort zone. I want people to see something. I want people to stop waiting, force them out. Stop waiting for life to force you out of the comfort zone. Everybody who's had that experience, I want you to put comfort zone in the chat, because you're going to bless somebody today. You're going to help someone who is right there, and that comfort is we don't want you to wait for life to force you out. We don't want a relationship to end. We don't want your job to lay you off before you jump. Let's go ahead and jump right now. Monica Allison said right now is happening to her, right? Kira says, every time I'm forced out, I elevate. No lie. So you sitting back and you're watching this, and you're on the edge of your comfort zone, and you're waiting. You want to get out. You got these dreams, you got these aspirations, but something is holding you back. Let me tell you something about the comfort zone. There is a tremendous amount of safety there, right? We can all agree that you're safe in your comfort zone, right? It's comfortable. That's why it's called a comfort zone. There's a tremendous amount of comfort there. But you know what the problem with the comfort zone is? Nothing ever grows there. Yeah, there's safety in the comfort zone, there's security in the comfort zone, but nothing ever grows there. And you know there's only two states of being. You're either growing or you're dying. So if you're in your comfort zone and you know that nothing ever grows there, what does that really say about you? If you're not growing, you're dying. And this is what playing it safe is doing to millions of people, billions of people around the world. They're playing it safe, and they are basically dying a slow death because they're playing it safe. So if you guys want to look up some good information on this, track down my girl, Mel Robbins. I mean, this blew me away as I started studying this. I was like, wow, it's crazy, right? See, we as humans love a good challenge. We need problems to solve, and that's what stimulates our mind, and that's what causes us to continue to grow. When you were a baby and everything was a challenge to you, such a rapid pace problems to solve, you're actually growth. So when you're to jump, right? See, let me tell y'all something about getting ready. A lot feel like we're not ready. What's going on, Alex? A lot of us are playing because we feel like we're not ready to write the book. I'm not ready to take the acting class. I'm going to start my own business. Let me tell you something, man. You're never ready. You are never ready, and that's the indication that it's time to move forward. I want y'all to hear this. You are never ready. That's how you know it's time to move. Mel Robbins, she's a CNN anchor, motivational speaker, author. 5-second Rule is a bestseller. We're going to get into the 5-second rule here in a second. Mel Robbins, right? You are never ready, y'all. That thing that you must do, that you know that's living inside of your spirit, that you know you've been called here to do, you're never quite ready to do it. That's the indication that it's time for you to move. If you are ready, it's too late. See, when you're not ready and you have that anxiety, you don't have all the answers, that's the time to move. When you are ready, that time, make this is going to be the deal. I am ready. Like, when you have everything and you have all the answers and you make a move, there's no growth there because you already have all the answers. The growth comes from the failure. The growth comes from the unknown. The growth comes from the anxiety and moving forward in spite of. Not ready means time to move. Ready equals too late. Some of you guys are trying to get ready and you're letting the clock just continue to click. Tick, 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 tick. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Tick, 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 tick. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Finally, the kids going off to college. I'm ready. No, it's too late. It's too late. No. Or what can you do to really start taking more risk and stop playing it so safe, right? She basically gave two scenarios. Start making decisions with your heart and not your head. Start making decisions with your heart and not your head. Here's what she suggests. Start asking yourself the question, what is your heart saying? What is your heart saying? Right? Ask yourself this question. If to make this move, That's the me, but stretching means I'm going to be uncomfortable. And I don't want to be uncomfortable. Because y'all know when a rubber band is stretched beyond its limits, it never goes back. So when you step out and you get stretched beyond your limits, you'll never go back. That is growth, and people do not want to be uncomfortable. But if you're going to move forward in life, you have to. So when you have this decision and you've done all the analyzing with your mental, now you ask deep down in your heart and your spirit, will this move expand me? Will it expand my future? Will it expand my possibilities? The answer is yes. In fact, it will deplete me. Right? And my future, in fact, it will shrink at me. These are the decisions that we're making in the face about a decision that could take us to the next level. These are the things that we're choosing instead of the things that will expand us, expand my voice. Forcing ourselves to shrink down into places that you're forcing yourself to shrink down into places that you've outgrown a long time ago. It's time to be expansive. It's going to hurt. It's going to be uncomfortable. You might get laughed at. You might get scorned. You might get mocked. But you got to. The name of the book is The 5-Second Rule. Mel Robbins is the author, CNN anchor Mel Robbins. Right? If you guys have not gotten a copy of this book, Monetize My Life, 4 incredibly simple ways to passion from your profits, or profit from your passions, you guys got to pick this up, man. You can get it on Amazon ebook. Let me know if you just want this book. This book sells for $20 by itself. You can actually get the book bundle, both my books and a coaching session for $37. Just inbox me book bundle or comment book bundle so I can get you that information. But we talked about turning your passion into profits. And she breaks down passions. She said another word for passion is energy, right? So when you think about your passions, you think about those things that energize you. What energizes you? Understand that but then the when you get around certain people, they just energize you. Man, I spent 4 days in the mountains of Blue Ridge, Georgia, with some amazing people. Dr. Bobo and his wife, Bless Ellis and Marcia Ellis, right? And every single one of those people energized the heck out of me. Fired up this morning. I couldn't wait to get up this morning to come to you guys and do this show after being off for 6 days. So immediately, once you understand this, you'll walk into a room and you will look at certain people, and certain people will be energy vampires. They'll be sucking the life right out of you. And then other people will energize you and stoke your fire. Those are the people you have to start to gravitate to, not to the people that will drain you. You know what the people who will energize you, those are the people who are walking in their passion, walking in their purpose. They will energize you. You know what they will do? They will also stretch you. See, those kinds of people, the people who energize you, are the people who refuse to leave you as you are. Dr. Bobo said, Cortez, I just like you, dude. And so we've adopted you and your wife, whether you want to be adopted or not. Right? I want to be around people who will stretch me, people who refuse to leave me as I am. People who refuse to leave you as you are. But you know what? What most of us tend to do is we all have those people in our lives. We all have those people in our lives. But what happens is, as they are refusing to leave us, as we change, and we all have a natural resistance to change. And those people are trying to pull something out of us, trying to get us to grow and elevate. And that natural resistance to change causes us to run from people like that. How many of you guys are willing to admit that at some point in your life, you ran from someone who was refusing to leave you as you are, as you were? And now you can admit, man, I should have stayed in this circle. I should have kept rocking with these people, even though it stretched me, even though it hurt me, even though they challenged me, even though they told me some things that upset me, not because they were telling me something wrong, but what they were telling me caused me to do some internal. I didn't want to stay around those people because they forced me to keep looking in at the ugliness on the inside, and I didn't want to see that at that particular time in my life. Can anybody admit that that's where they were? And you continue to hang around those places just lift you. Spend less time in those places and more time in the places where the energy and the life is just sucked out of you. And I know what you're saying, Cortez. Those places, those people, they are constantly inviting me. And those places, I like being around. You know why you like being in those places so much? Because the people who are inviting you into those spaces, they couldn't survive without you. So when they invite you into those places, they get to feed off of you. Yeah, they're going to make you feel good when you're around them. Because if you don't come around, they don't get to feed off your energy. Got to be careful, y'all. There are people and places that you go where people literally are feeding and they make you feel good when they are there. But when you leave, all of a sudden you just drain. You don't know why you're so tired. Because those people, those places, those things are what we call energy sinks. That means that like the sunken place, those people you go, it just literally will drain the life force out of you, have you looking like you're 65 when you're 35. Come on, anybody got some of those places they about to scratch off their list? Anybody got any of those people they're about to scratch off of their list? Or is it just me? Y'all know I don't need y'all brought up. It's time to stop dreaming. It's time to stop dreaming and start doing. 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 I don't know who needed to hear that 7 times, but it's time to stop dreaming and start doing. DK said, yeah, been scratching them off the list. It's great. I appreciate it. 5-second rule. She says, life happens in 5 increments. Life happens in 5-second increments. And within those 5 seconds, you can control what you think, decide what you're going to do, which can change anything, which changes everything. I'm gonna run that one back. Happens in 5-second increments. What you're going to do, you can change anything, which changes everything. 5-second rule. In 5 seconds, life happens in 5-second increments. In 5 seconds, you can change what you think, which means you can decide what you're going to do, which can change anything, which changes everything. So here's how the 5-second rule works. Idea, thought, decision time pops in your head, and you want to naturally chew on it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 years. Idea pops in your head, and you naturally want to go back and forth 1,000 times, right? No, 5-second rule. Here's what she says. When you have that opportunity and you start to recognize these 5-second increments, and that opportunity comes for you to seize the moment, And one, and you just jump. That counting down, natural pattern interrupt. She says we get caught up into something called habit loops, right? And I don't know how much you do internal assessments, but I see myself getting into these pattern loops. I get a particular thought, and then on a pattern or a habit loop, it just automatically gets me into this decision. This happens. This is how I respond. And you get into what's called a habit loop. But counting down interrupts that habit loop before it starts to create those habitual actions. So I get a thought and I want to think on the thought. I want to meditate on it. And a lot of the things that we do on autopilot, that central part of our brain, that process of report, now it goes into my cerebral cortex. Now I have to start becoming creative. It's the same thing that happens when you say I can't versus how can I. Same thing happens when you say I can't, your brain shuts down and just says, yes, you can't. Universe always agrees with whatever you believe. I can't, universe says you're right. But then when you start saying, how can I, it comes from the center of the brain right up into the cerebral cortex. Now your creativity is activated. Success loves three things: speed, enthusiasm. Speed, enthusiasm, and creativity. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I act with speed, with enthusiasm, and it activates my creativity. And I need to be solved. I just start solving it without even thinking about how it's going to get solved. So who says, when those paralyzing times and opportunities to make choices show up in your life, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in your head. And then just make a move. So many of us are trying to be right. We're trying to do the right thing. We're trying to make the right move. We're trying to make the safe bet. There's no such thing, y'all. The safe bet is taking the risk. Got it. See, I'm glad that you're going to look up, playing it safe. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to look up 30, 40, 50 years from now, and you're going to regret taking risks. Things that you're going to live with, and you can't get around them. There's the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Pick your pain. I decided to pick the pain of discipline. Whatever comes from me having to put something to the side so I can do what I know needs to be done, in spite of the fact that I may not feel like doing it, or I might be tempted to do something else. I'd rather live with that pain than live with the pain of regret. 40 years from now, I'm sitting up talking about what I shoulda, coulda, woulda done. I don't want to get back. See, I've done this. I've been here already. See, I hope I can. I'm gonna try to say this as humbly as I can, and I don't want anybody to think that Cortez, you're just full of yourself. No, I'm gonna try to say this as humbly as I can. But due to somebody who is damn near a genius. I want y'all to get something here, because we are all probably in this realm. See, your boy is almost a genius. Probably could be classified a genius, but 27, 28 years of playing it safe, the first 27, 28 years of my life has robbed me of that genius. And now it's just now starting to be rekindled. And I believe some of you guys can agree with that. You are multi-talented and multi-different faceted. And you can look back at 43. I can look back and say, Cortez, ain't no way in hell you're not closer to your dreams and goals, other than you refuse the pain of discipline. And now I'm living with the pain of regret. There's no way in hell, as talented as you are, as gifted as you are, as in not even about you. This is not you. So, who are interested in the book bundle, get both my books, free coaching call, 1 month subscription to Monetize My Life Academy, 37 bucks plus shipping. Type book bundle so I can get you the link, or go to books.financialhealthmentor.com. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. I had such a wonderful time on vacation. I was at a reboot retreat. And type if you can tell your boy is rebooted, if you can tell your boy has been revived, so to speak, type reboot retreat, because that's why I was off for the last 5 days. You guys know we haven't done a show since last Tuesday, right? That's why, because I had to go and reboot and allow some coaches and mentors to pour into me. So I thank God for Dr. Jerry Bobo and his wonderful wife. I thank God for Bless and Marcia Ellis. I thank God for all of the wonderful. They really revived me, to the detriment of my haters. They really revived me to the detriment of my haters. What I mean by that? See, again, I say this as humbly as I can. Since I look myself in the mirror and accepted who I am, my haters have been mad as hell, right? But for the last 12 months or so, I've been running on fumes. And even though I've been running on fumes, I've been still running circles around my haters. Importance of how to set my full running Appreciate all of everybody. I missed you guys. So we're back Tuesday through Friday for another, I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing this, but you guys are a huge part of my success. So I always like to come and give it back to you and help encourage, motivate, and lift you guys up. Again, these talks are for me every morning to get my day going. And I've heard from you guys that, you know what, it helps you get your day going. So I appreciate you tuning in and all of the love and support. You guys have bought my books and my courses and my programs and all that stuff. That helps feed my family. So I appreciate everything that you guys have done for me, or into you guys, and be a blessing to you in any and every way that I possibly can. So tell all the people that you know that need a job, my haters are hiring. I'm your boy